So does your Mac need antivirus? You've heard the tale that the Mac never gets a virus. We're gonna be talking about that in this video. So my name is Emilio, and on this channel, we talk about all things macOS security. You wanna make sure that your Mac is also kept safe. Why don't you also click on that subscription button, click on the bell, that way you don't miss out on anything. As a spoiler, yes, your Mac does need an antivirus, and we'll go through the reasons why in a little bit, but I need to tell you about Moonlock. Of course, Moonlock is our software that makes sure that your Mac is protected for longer. Antivirus, anti-malware, keeps your Mac running as secure as it can. You can pick up Moonlock right now for free and try it for 7 days. And if you love it as much as we do, you can also go and redeem with a YouTube 10 code that you can find down below so that you can get it at a huge discounted price. But this is one of the best pieces of software that you can use to make sure that your Mac remains protected. So the Mac, of course, has been around for a very, very long time, right? But so has the competitor. The direct competitor, of course, being the Microsoft ecosystem, Microsoft Windows. And the reality is that the Windows platform gets a lot of malware and viruses. It's quite a common thing. So for a long time, there was a thought that, look, if I get a Mac, I will be protected because Macs don't get viruses. Have you ever heard that? I heard that hundreds of times. And that may have been true a long time ago. So when the Mac was a significantly smaller market share, right? Because you're looking at 10, 15, 20 years ago, the Apple ecosystem wasn't anywhere near as big as it is right now, right? And since the launch of the iPod originally, then the iPhone, the iPads, and all this other cool Apple stuff, people have started going, hey, I love my iPhone. Wow, Apple also does the Mac. So they've been exploring the Mac. Corporates, businesses have been using the Mac more and more as well. So as a result of that, the popularity of the Mac has grown significantly. And because it's grown significantly, that means the bad actors, the malicious people, want to get into the Mac more than ever before, because now it makes sense to try to get into Macs because there's more people using them. So Apple, being aware of this, have put in some good protection software built into the Mac. An example is XProtect. Antivirus, anti-malware, keeps your Mac running as secure as it can. Great firewalls built in to the unit itself. So this is part of Apple's built-in security software called Gatekeeper. Its purpose is to make sure that an application is free from malware. This is not from a trusted source, and I cannot guarantee that it is free from malware. But the thing about these is it doesn't protect you from absolutely everything. It's a little bit like having a door that is closed, but you haven't put a lock on it. And this is what we recommend, is put a lock on your door, put a lock on your Mac to make it harder to get into it. So while Macs were considered safe by default, the threat landscape has definitely changed. Even a recent macOS threat report found a sharp rise in malware campaigns aimed at macOS users. And even as recently as July 2025, a major story exploded in the tech media. The Atomic macOS Stealer, or the AMOS, was upgraded with a backdoor enabling persistent remote access. That upgrade triggered a spike in queries around Mac malware and Mac antivirus as users and people who use the Mac recognized the risks to what they thought were previously very safe systems. Nowadays you're going to find that a lot of people who are buying a new computer more than ever are now going to consider the Mac more than ever before. And the stats do show. If you go online and look up stats around attacks, malware attacks, unfortunately the Mac is getting thrown into that mix as well. So you need to make sure that you remain protected for longer. And the other thing as well is it's not uncommon now to have even the AI being able to now build malware specifically for the Mac. So unfortunately, they're not just deploying malware for Windows computers only. They're building the same malware so that it can attack both, steal the data, compromise your passwords. It's not good. You need some software that is going to be regularly checking your Mac, routinely making sure that everything is running safe. And the reality is, technology is only going to continue to grow, right? More and more people are going to buy more and more computers. Apple's stock prices continue to rise, which means Apple Macs are going to continue to be purchased at a higher rate more than ever. And I would predict that maybe sometime in the future, the Apple range of Mac products may actually overtake the other ones. So that's why you need to make sure that you're always on top of it, because it's not gonna go away. So you're gonna need some good software. Now, we did release a video a little while ago on the best antivirus and anti-malware software that you can get for your Mac. So you wanna go and check that one out. That way you know which ones are the best ones. So do the Macs get viruses? Yes, they do. Do they get malware? Unfortunately, yes. And the tools that come built into the Mac are just not sufficient. So remember that you can go and pick up Moonlock completely for free, to try it completely for free for 7 days. If you love it as much as we do, you then use that YouTube 10 code to get a great deal for Moonlock. Hey, why don't you let us know, have you been a victim of malware? Have you been a victim of passwords getting stolen, of viruses going on your computer, maybe a Windows computer, maybe even on your Mac? Why don't you let us know down below? We love security on this channel and protecting your Mac as best as we can. So if you want to follow along, why don't you also click on the subscription button, click on the bell, that way you don't miss out on anything. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.